Habari Entertainment proudly presents Habari Live. Habari Live. From Phoenix, Arizona. And you're listening to the Habari Live podcast, the show that brings you news, sports, and entertainment for people who love HabariEntertainment.com. Here are your hosts, Aisha, Jimmy, and Damon Dipleen Ellison. Let's get it going. We are all the way live.
Yo, what's up? Good morning. Another good day, man. We're doing Habari Live. Man, this camera's terrible. But we want to invite everybody in for the great day. Another Saturday, man. We're going to kick this off. We are an hour late. We're having some technical issues this morning, but good morning. Habari Ghani, my people. We are thrilled to bring you the latest edition of Habari Live, your go-to podcast for the Post of Phoenix and beyond. Like always, we're all the way live in Paradise Valley in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm Damon Ellison and my co-host,
Aisha.
We will be your guide through the exciting stories and everyday happenings in your vibrant community and your weekly dose of inspiration, innovation, and insightful conversations from the heart of our city. So let's get it going. Yours is still blurry, man. I don't know. Your camera still look a little blurry. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Who knows?
I don't know, man. This dude came in and messed up all our settings and everything looked crazy. But let's go ahead and do the rundown.
For sure. This week, a lot has happened, so I only took a few of the top stories that I saw this week. The first one that I saw was that the pediatrics group has filed a federal lawsuit over children's health funding. So the leading doctors organization, which is the American Academy of Pediatrics, they have sued the Department of Health and Human Services, seeking to block the cuts to key children's programs for health funding. What they're trying to do is the Health and Human Services is trying to cut at least $12 million in federal grants for child health initiatives, which the Academy is saying that's unlawful cuts, by threatening services such as newborn hearing screenings and safe sleep campaigns, which we all know that at least 1 in 4 parents do deal with sudden death syndrome, or SIDS. So to pull funding from those campaigns, from that research, to see what we can do for that would better help those children, that's just kind of outrageous, don't you think?
Man, in America, we don't care about anybody, man. We don't care about anyone's care. We don't care about anything. And we show it in the bills and the budgets that we put up front, and how difficult we make it for others to get access.
Mm-hmm.
We make it very difficult, and it doesn't seem like to me that America really cares. So it's tough in America when we're supposed to be the richest country in the world, and everybody's always losing funding when it comes to research, and losing funding when it comes to healthcare, losing funding. I don't get it, man. And these people, America is so great, it's so rich, everything's so great, and we can't pay for nothing. Kids dying, everything going wrong. We can't do anything to help.
We just
anybody.
Keep taking away from everybody.
Yeah, it's pretty whack. So it's I don't know. I can't. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't get it. But that's what we have to deal with in America, man.
Exactly. Also this week, China sanctions U.S. defense firms over Taiwan arms sales. Beijing announced sanctions against 20 U.S. defense companies and 10 senior individual executives, in retaliation for American arms sales to Taiwan, which is deepening the tensions between the world's two largest economies. They're saying that the targeted companies include Boeing, North Division German Systems, and L3 Harris Maritime Services. Sanctioned executives include defense industry leaders blocked from entering into China.
Yeah, it's a tough relationship when it comes to China and Taiwan. China. They think they own Taiwan. Taiwan wants nothing to do with China. It's been a battle forever, and if I'm not mistaken, we weren't supposed to sell them arms.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what deal was in place to make sure that they don't deal arms, but I think Donald Trump just said, I'll do what the hell I want to.
Pretty much, because China's foreign ministry framed this move as a response to last week's record $11.1 billion U.S. arms package to Taiwan, which is honestly Washington's largest ever arms deal to any country. And they're calling it a core interest and warning the U.S. to not cross its red line, is what China is saying here.
Mhm.
So, I mean,
But also that um, the U.S. is legally obligated by the Taiwan Relations Act of '79 to provide Taiwan with defensive arms to maintain the self-defense, a policy that has led to ongoing friction with China. So it's been friction since 1979, which claims Taiwan as its own territory, while the U.S. has unofficial defense ties and sells weapons. It does not formally recognize Taiwan and adheres to the one China policy. So I don't know, man. I'm not sure what China expects us to do. We've always been a situation where we take care of them.
Right.
I'm not sure, man. I like I said, I have to look into this more because it doesn't really make sense. I don't know. Like I said, I have to read up on it more. But it seems like it's a situation where they not supposed to sell to them, but it's going to be a bad situation regardless because
we have that deal in place to where we're supposed to help provide them with
weapons and arms or whatever
to be able to do their own self-defense kind of thing.
I don't know what they expect. China expects to happen in this situation when you got to protect them,
right?
But they want it, so that's all they care about is that they want that Taiwan back, and they want it to be back part of China. But that's not what Taiwan wants,
right?
So it's weird.
It is, but hey, we'll see what comes of it and see what they do, and we'll keep you guys updated on that front. But lastly, here the FBI has announced that they are going to close the historic J. Edgar Hoover headquarters building. And what they're going to do is have all of the employees that are in the J. Edgar Hoover building move from that building to the Ronald Reagan building. And apparently they're supposed to be doing some sort of renovations to the other building. So we'll see. But Kash Patel has announced that they are, going to close out this building and has not given an exact date as to when that is supposed to happen. So we'll keep you guys updated on that front. But, they're going to move to, like I said, the Ronald Reagan building, which is roughly about half a mile away. But they're not moving until the Ronald Reagan building is the one that has been renovated, and all of those renovations have been completed. So, like I said, there's no time frame for that. They just announced that, hey, we're just going to shut down this building and we're going to move. But we don't have a time frame for when.
All right, whatever, dude. I mean, they do so much dumb shit. I can't keep up with them. So whatever. Time to even. I mean, it's just so dumb.
Right.
I mean, if they had a building that was going to be built,
which was going to cost them roughly $5 billion for them to build the new facility,
but the money was already allocated for the new facility.
Right.
So what is it that they always fucking with money and decisions?
Well, we're just going to save money, so we're just not going to do it.
Man, it's annoying, dude.
We're going to move to another old ass building.
Yeah, annoying. Because like I said, I don't get it. money was already set up for them to already have the building.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you rip up that agreement, and then say, all right, I'm just gonna move to this old building? Like, it's where the decisions that they make to save money in situations where it doesn't even it's not even needed.
Right.
The money was already taken away, it was already put aside for that. So why rip up their agreement, take the money away from the people who were going to work on the project, the people who had started doing work on the project, all the contractors, just shut them all down, put them out of work? I mean, damn, the money was already there. So why I mean, it's whatever, man. Do what they're going to do. It's just Donald Trump decision making. To me, it's just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's always just, I mean, he's building a ballroom.
Right. And that's pretty much my reason why I think that, they're just not going to build the new facility for the FBI, and they're just going to move into this old building and just renovate it. It's because all the money has to go to Trump's ballroom.
A ballroom is more important than building a new FBI facility. That's insane to me, man. Like, really?
They've been in the same building since 1975.
And the ballroom's going to take years to build? You have no problem with that? It's going to take time to build the building. What is the fucking problem? You're going to destroy the contract, make these people go back to an old building, and while you build a new ballroom that people can only use when you're having a ball. I mean, it's stupid. But you don't want to pay for a new facility for the FBI? The guys that you say you care so much about?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make any sense to me. Whatever, man.
That's it.
All right, so we have a couple stories that we're gonna run. But it's this week the main stories that we have, it's going to be racism, radicalization, and accountability, and also political chaos that's going on in the Republican Party. Story one: the U.S. They have put airstrikes in Nigeria. They're starting to strike there, and they're doing a lot, to try to strike and hit Nigeria now. Then Nigeria is saying that America has not worked with them as much as they would want. They're not really liking the things that they are doing. So we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on there. But we begin tonight in West Africa, there, where U.S. military involvement has escalated once again. The Pentagon confirms that American forces conducted airstrikes against ISIS-affiliated militants in northwest Nigeria. Before we discuss this, what this means for people on the ground in the U.S., for foreign policy in Africa, let's take a look at how this is being reported. Let's go ahead and roll the clip on the strike in Nigeria.
The United States military carried out a deadly strike in northwest Nigeria on Christmas Day. Now, in the past 2 hours, the government released this video of that strike. President Donald Trump said the target was Islamic State terrorists. And in a Truth Social post, Trump accused ISIS of killing innocent Christians in the country. Now, the president went on to say he previously warned the terrorists if they didn't stop, there would be, quote, hell to pay. The strike comes as the Trump administration focuses on the ongoing plight of Christians in Nigeria. It's unclear how many people were killed.
Yeah, so, it's tough. And what they're doing out here, they say that they're striking ISIS is what they say. But we don't really know for sure what they're doing, because they're just doing stuff. But the U.S. strikes ISIS and targets in Nigeria is what they're saying. What's up, bro? Let's go to a quick commercial, man.
Hey y'all, it's Mama Soul's Fish and Chicken, Habari Entertainment sponsor. Let's go get it.
Man, this Mama Soul's Fish and Chicken. I ain't never had a piece of fish that tastes so good. I'm not a shrimp person. But they fried shrimps. It's so good. It's so good. The dressing and the greens and the cornbread.
One that was on here.
Hey y'all, it's Mama Soul's Fish and Chicken, Habari Entertainment sponsor. Let's go get it.
Man, this Mama Soul's Fish and Chicken. I ain't never had a piece of fish that tastes so good. I'm not a shrimp person, but they fried shrimps. It's so good. It's so good. The dressing and the greens and the cornbread.
Again, man.
Hey y'all, it's Mama Soul's Fish and Chicken, Habari Entertainment sponsor. Let's go get it.
Man, this Mama Soul's Fish and Chicken. I ain't never had a piece of fish that tastes so good. I'm not a shrimp person, but they fried shrimps. It's so good. It's so good.
Can you change the ISO for me on this? You can bring it out some more too. It's a little tight. I couldn't really see it. All right, man. So we appreciate y'all staying with us, and a little bit out, a little bit more. Out. That's there. You go. Right there. Yeah. All right, man. Thank you. So basically, man, we just ran a video on the strikes in Nigeria, and them starting to really trying to bring the battle to what's going on there in Nigeria. Um, so the official U.S. position is that these strikes were launched at the request of the Nigerian government and targeted militants responsible for kidnappings and village attacks. That is the government language that's coming from the Trump administration, precise, cleaned up, and distant. But if you zoom in from the geopolitical map, the actual human life, the reality sounds different. Villagers describe homes shaking, windows breaking, people running with children into open fields because they didn't know who was bombing then or why. And for many of them, there is no briefing room explanation. There is just fear and disruption. Nigeria is not just fighting terrorism, it is also fighting poverty, unemployment, and decades of underinvestment. That leaves young men with nothing to lose, and that is where the militant groups are being recruited. You cannot drop bombs on hopelessness and expect it to disappear. This is why we emphasize the human story, because without economic reform and education, the real governance, strikes becomes cycles instead of solutions.
That's real. So there's also the bigger picture that Americans need to look at honestly. We're watching a slow growing footprint of U.S. military involvement here in Africa, while drone infrastructure, training missions, intelligence operations, and now we got direct airstrikes. Each step is described as temporary, targeted, or limited, but together they form a long arc of policy. Meanwhile, civilians live in areas that we call targets, and they're the ones that absorb the anxiety. the displacement, and sometimes the casualties that often official statements never even emphasize. Well, the deeper question is whether this approach addresses why extremism even exists in the first place, or when a farmer loses land, or when a community has no school, when a young man has no job but is offered food, money, and belonging by a militia. What do you think they're going to do? If they don't have any of these things and someone comes along and says, here, hey, I got all of that for you. Just come work for me in this militia. You're going to get everything you need. That's what they're going to do.
Right.
But we shouldn't be shocked by that outcome, because counterterrorism can not only mean missiles, it must also mean dignity, development, and justice. Otherwise, the cycle will continue and the headlines will look the same, not just from yesterday's airstrikes or the other day's airstrikes, but for years to come.
Yeah, man. And then, we got the people in the comment section say, try talking. Oh, crap. Let's say, this administration has no respect for holidays. Oh my God. We're going to say the comments of the people that's talking about what we're discussing. Anyone that's have comments that has nothing to do with the conversation, we definitely will ignore you. I read ISIS started taking over Northeast Nigeria in 2020. They must have moved northwest too. I don't know, man. It just seems like it's a lot of fake outrage when it comes to this. I'm not. Americans didn't care about what's going on when it came to Zelensky and Ukraine. I can't see that we really care about what's going on in Nigeria. I mean, they've needed help for years and decades, but it doesn't seem like we really care. It just seems like he just wants to bomb people, man. I'm not really sure what's going on.
Right.
But bombing these people and doing what they can do to these people is just, it doesn't seem like it's right. Something is not right. And I just don't know what's going on. We're going to see what they do in the future. But I just don't feel as though this is the move that we're going to make to try to go to war with ISIS in Nigeria. It's going to start another situation that we don't want to be into. But whatever we got to do, I guess. I just don't understand it, man. He's bombing ISIS all over the place. I understand that they attacked. I get it. I get that. But we have to, if we're going to attack back, we have to attack with precision. We have to make sure we're going after the exact people that was doing this. And I don't think that was happening. If you listen to the people who were talking that were on the ground, they felt like they were being bombed. Yeah, I mean, I just don't have any good feelings about what's going on right now. It doesn't seem like it's anything that's good coming out of this. And and like I said, all these people, y'all been hollering and screaming, y'all didn't want any wars. And Joe Biden is starting all these wars, and y'all don't want wars. America first, America first. I'm not sure what we're doing over there. Yeah, man, I do believe you. I haven't looked that up, but I do believe there's some type of alternative motives. It can't just be, oh, we're really worried about the Christians, when these things are happening in so many countries where we have Muslims killing people and different Christian groups killing people and people just murdering each other over old ass religion and stupid things. And we do not care. What's happening in Sudan for so long and the civil war there, they have to create a South Sudan to try to get away from the Muslim Sudanese. It's terrible. And no one's done anything. And to try to say that you care now because it's some Christians, that we've seen people get wiped out, I don't know, for years, for decades, no one's done anything. So I don't know, man. It does seems to me that there's some type of motive. Maybe it is oil. I don't know. Yeah, it could be rare earth minerals. We know they have a lot of those. But it just doesn't seem right, man. So this has zero to do with ISIS. It's gas to do it. It has to do with natural resources. Period. Normalizing brutality of black people, instilling resources. Yeah, man. I think I agree, man. Because it does not seem like I just know that he doesn't have Africa's best interest in mind when he's bombing them. Because the government there is saying that he's not even working with them. He's saying he's working with the government, but when we watch what's going on, it seems like they just bombing people.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, man.
Yep.
This doesn't seem like something that we should stop looking at and making sure that we're paying attention to what's going on over there in Nigeria. But it's definitely something that we should be making sure that we keep reporting on, because this doesn't seem right.
Mm-hmm.
And we were trying to get to the bottom of why we think the Trump administration is so focused on Nigeria right now.
Right. But now we're going to go ahead and turn back to Washington, where analysts say Congress has reached historic levels of political polarization. And that isn't just a media cliche. It has real effects on governing and daily life. Well, before we break that down, let's go ahead and look at the recent coverage of how divided Congress has actually become. I think we have that clip. Go ahead and roll it, talking about Congress's polarization
I don't know.
and the bipartisan gridlock.
I don't know which one that one is. I don't know. Go to the top. Play the national security, I guess.
What's in Donald Trump's new national security strategy? The document underlines just how much U.S. foreign policy has changed. It's what the president describes as a necessary and welcome correction. That means less emphasis on fighting conventional military foes like Russia and more on countering perceived threats closer to the U.S. The document also speaks of supporting Western identity in Europe, overtly aligning U.S. policy with the agenda of the continent's nationalist and anti-immigrant parties. Some of what's here is familiar MAGA doctrine. The NSS speaks of putting American workers first, building a country with full control of its borders, and promoting the world's most powerful, lethal, and technologically advanced military. It also mentions restoring American energy dominance in oil, gas, coal, and nuclear energy, while rejecting climate science and net zero as disastrous ideologies. The document then tours the world's regions, and here's where it gets interesting. The Western Hemisphere takes up 3.5 pages. Africa gets just 3 paragraphs. For Latin America, the NSS makes reference to a Trump corollary to the Monroe Doctrine, America's long-standing veto on foreign interference in its backyard. It says the U.S. will protect our homeland and deny threatening capabilities, an apparent reference to the drug cartels the administration is targeting in the Caribbean and Venezuela. Possibly the most controversial section is the one on promoting European greatness. In language of a type used by ultra-nationalist extremists, the document warns the continent faces civilizational erasure due to migration and cratering birth rates. In further remarks raising hackles in Europe, the NSS speaks of helping the continent correct its current trajectory and speaks warmly of the growing influence of patriotic parties. While what's in this 33-page document shocked, angered, or worried some people, for anyone following Trump in his second term, it shouldn't come as a surprise.
Definitely not a surprise, but Congress today operates more like 2 opposing media platforms than an actual lawmaking institution. Routine functions, funding the government, confirming appointments, updating immigration law, and becoming battlegrounds for ideological warfare, and clips designed to go viral. That gridlock doesn't just inconvenience politicians, it stalls infrastructure projects, freezes agency planning, delays responses to crisis, and pushes more decision-making power into the executive branch. That shift is subtle enough, but it's enormous that it's making changes to balance the Constitution without ever even amending a word of it. Not changing a single word. But polarization also exhausts the public. People stop believing anything productive can come out of the government, which is what's happening now. and that cynicism is dangerous.
Mhm.
Democracy requires participation, trust, and shared reality. When people live inside of different information ecosystems and lose faith in institutions, we don't just get a political disagreement, we get fragmentation, which is a concern that is simply that Congress doesn't care about. It's increasingly cannot function.
Yeah. It's tough nowadays, man. We have it's really tough. And Norm Durkin, you're wrong. Their average lifespan is 64 years, not 18. So you are wrong. I don't know where you guys get your information from, but you need to recheck it before you post it somewhere. I don't know if you guys just don't care that you post wrong
They
information
don't.
24/7, but that is incorrect. Their lifespan isn't great because most places are at 70. But when you talk about the entire continent of Africa, it's 64 years old, not 18. So stop lying. But anyway, the gridlock that we are facing with the Republicans and Democrats, it's a lot of different issues. But one of the main issues that we have seen is how we have treated information, how we have changed the fairness doctrine, and when the fairness doctrine was removed, that was when situations came where Fox News can live, where they can just have all Republicans on their channel and have all Republican points. There used to be a time where you had, if you spent 50% talking about Democrat policies, you had to spend 50% talking about Republican policies. You had to give them both the same airtime. If something was going on in the Republican Party, you had to report it. Nowadays, Fox News don't even report half of the things that happens. Right now, they are ignoring the Epstein files and all of the things that are going on, the rape that we know has his name connected to it. They're ignoring it. They're ignoring it. They're on something different. And that's why we have such polarization. We have such division in our country because our media is guiding us. And all of us sit around talking about how terrible it is and how terrible the left is and terrible the right is. But really and truly, we're the ones that's getting torn apart, and we know the media doesn't care about us. They're just trying to make money. No one cares what we're going through. So it's crazy that we as a country, we're not trying to do anything to change what we are facing right now in this country as things get worse and worse and worse. The division gets worse. People are dying. Like, this is bad, man. We need to do better. It's terrible. Who wants to? Blacks used to live to 30 in the ancient Egypt. What? What are you talking about? What does that have to do with what we're talking about, bro? They lived 30 in ancient Egypt? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Merry Christmas to you too. Yeah, man, I'm not sure what you're talking about, man. Um, back then in ancient Egypt, most people didn't live past the age of 30. We just started living past the age of 30 into the last 100 years as vaccinations have been put in place. But hey, we have so much that we have to work on as a country, man. But these last 10 years since Trump has came into the office, we have seen nothing but craziness. Nothing but craziness, man. Nothing but the polarization, the crime, the president getting shot at. We hadn't had that since the 80s, since Reagan, since it hasn't been a president getting shot at. Now, Reagan was, he was a lot of change that a lot of people didn't like because he pushed everything towards the rich, and it's been downhill ever since. the great, great, great middle class that we had built in the 60s and 50s was destroyed because they were upset that the money was going to the middle class and they wanted to make a smaller middle class. All of the things that made America great, the Republican Party was always against it. Nixon was put in place for him to tear it all down, to make it more difficult for people to go to college. Reagan came in and did the rest. Now we can't afford school. We don't get retirement anymore. Like, it's terrible, the shit that we have to go through now. But all you people clap for it and act like everything's great and everything's so good, while everyone's getting poorer and poorer every year. And when Congress becomes paralyzed, presidents fill the vacuum, executive orders, emergency declarations, regulatory moves. All of these grow more common when legislators fail to legislate. That means we gradually slide into a system where more power rests in fewer hands. That's exactly what Trump is trying to do. Take over everything. Mm-hmm. Put the power in his hands. Not because people voted for authoritarianism, but because gridlock created necessity. Every party uses this when they are in power. They all do a whole bunch of executive orders because they know they're not going to get anything passed through Congress because it's too crazy. There used to be a lot of moderates. There aren't any moderates anymore. You got just left wing and all the way to the right. The people are so crazy now. We can't get nothing done in this country. We've been fighting to try to get fucking health care, and these people have been doing everything they can to tear it apart. They've been tearing away that like Trump. Soon as he came in, he did everything he did to fuck up the ACA. Now no one can get fucking health care insurance. And they're clapping for this. Yay, Trump. Like, dude, he just made it more difficult for us to get insured. How is that good? They all, we hate the ACA. We hate Obamacare. We hate it. But you won't do anything or come with a new plan that's going to help anybody. Just say you hate the old one. How the fuck does that help anybody? It doesn't make any sense, man. Republicans are always crying about what they don't want to do, but they never put in a plan for anything better. Man, nothing is cheaper. Our fucking healthcare is way more expensive. Obamacare didn't mess up nothing, boy. You have to be crazy to think that. Giving more people healthcare. How the fuck did that mess up anything? Like, straight up, man, I don't understand you people. Y'all are dumb. They were giving people more access. How is more access bad? You tell me how the fuck that is bad. I'm going to give more people access to healthcare and health insurance. Oh, that's horrible. Like, what are y'all talking about? Your plan and more people was covered under the ACA than ever before in the history of a fucking America. You couldn't afford it. It's still, dude. You're lying, number one, because if you work for a normal job, you paid your normal healthcare insurance. You didn't have to deal with the ACA. The only people that have to deal with the ACA are people who own their own company or worked for a company that was small and didn't have any other option for healthcare. If it's so bad, Mr. Greg Lofton, give us another. What's your fucking plan? Tell me your plan to have more people insured and more people covered. That's the problem with y'all. Y'all always want to call something dumb, but y'all never have a plan. What the fuck is your plan? What do you have that's better that's going to get people covered, man? Just tell me. Man, what? Nonsense, dog. That's nonsense. Trump supporters the dumbest voted. I agree. Do a healthcare search right now. What? They did not want to help Americans. Exactly. There you go. They don't want Americans to have healthcare. And these motherfuckers, Trump supporters, right with it. Yeah, take away our healthcare. Yay. We don't have any healthcare. Yay. Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all, man? I don't understand it. It's the dumbest shit ever. We don't have healthcare. and y'all celebrating. Yeah, take that out. Get away from the ACA. We don't have an option, any other options. Donald J. Trump said it, and you aren't listening. Net positive citizens are the ones he wants to keep around. Elderly, what is that? He wants to let them. I mean, obviously. Obviously. We have this system where everybody's like, well, pay yourself. So that means the old people, your grandma, all the people who can't work, fuck them, right? If you're not working age, then just die. Kids, fuck them, die. That they can't work. I mean, it's dumb. It's really stupid, man. Dog, shut the fuck up. Sir Just Start, shut the fuck up. You voted for Trump. Shut the fuck up. This motherfucker say the craziest shit ever. You gonna talk about my vocabulary? You fucking kidding me? Shut the fuck up, man. You voted for the dumbest president ever. You didn't care when people were talking and sounding eloquent. You didn't vote for that. You voted for the dumbest idiot who disrespects everyone and cusses. Medicare is for some. Medicare and Medicaid, definitely for some that are covered by Medicare and Medicaid, but in a lot of states, they were taking that coverage and making it harder for people to get that coverage, especially in the Republican states. And don't you think it's stupid that we pay for a system that only helps when you fucking get old?
Only people 65 and older qualify for
right.
Medicare.
That's what she's saying. She's saying the older people, they get Medicare.
Right. They get Medicare.
So they're good.
So anyone under age 65, they're going to have to apply for state coverage, which is Medicaid. Whatever that may be called in their state. In Arizona, it's called Access.
Right. They don't want anybody
but they don't want to hear that.
Right.
They don't want the people, the kids using state aid. They don't want that.
Dude, did Obamacare switch? Dude, it doesn't fucking matter. You were able to go to the doctor. That's what matters.
It gave you the
Y'all
opportunity.
Talking stupid shit. And then, do you know how many fucking hospitals are shutting down right now because they don't have people coming to the... I mean, you got to think about this. How many hospitals are shutting down in rural areas? Like, this hurts everyone, man. I don't understand how you guys don't see it. The poor don't get Medicaid. You are wrong. They don't automatically get anything. If it was like that, everybody would be covered. What would we need the ACA for? If everybody can just get Medicaid, like, it's obviously not that easy, dog. It's not working that way.
At least 700 rural hospitals are set to close.
Right.
Because they don't have funding.
Right. Exactly. You have no fucking hospitals because there's no funding because they cutting out.
So
Medicaid,
now those people in those
Medicare.
700 areas are going to have to travel 2 hours or more just to get care.
Right.
At an emergency room.
Right.
And you're okay with that?
We have to figure out what we're doing, man. America has too much money for us to be fighting over this. We already pay money into Medicaid and Medicare. We should be doing something to make sure that we have universal care.
Right.
Yeah, I say the ACA is trash, it's stupid, and all this and all that. But you don't have a new plan. That's the thing that kills me. We've been saying the same plan. We've been saying the same thing. Single payer care for everyone.
Everybody should have access.
Y'all are hollering and screaming that no, we don't want single payer and you don't want ACA. So what the fuck do y'all want, man? Let us know. What do y'all want? What is y'all plan? Oh, I have I got a plan. I think.
I got concepts of a plan.
I got remnants. I got concepts. Like, dog, get the fuck out of here, man. America has no money. Right. That's why we have all the richest people in the world here. You're right, buddy. Richest companies here. You're right. A dude that has $1 trillion. You're right. We have no money. Fuck out of here, man. Dude, fuck. It's so stupid the shit y'all be saying.
Field General CTC, you're absolutely right. Red states will feel it the hardest.
The hardest because they're already losing hospitals.
Exactly. States like Let's see here. They give us the exact states that are going to be getting hit hardest with the rural hospitals closing. Those states include Kansas, Oklahoma, Alabama, Texas, and Mississippi.
All right. I mean, this is what they
Seeing
want.
the most significant impact of hospitals closing.
Mm-hmm. And that's, like I said, this is what they want, man. This is what they want. People are going to be hurting, and they're going to be hurting in red states. But this is what they want. But because gridlock created necessity, every party uses this when they are in power. They do some stupid ass executive order and condemns it when they are out, which means the ratchet keeps turning in the same direction, regardless of who was in office. The stakes of polarization are therefore not emotional, they are structural. We are watching the health of our governing system under stress. Whether it stabilizes or fractures, will be affected. Every other story we discussed tonight, foreign policy, national security, and justice, this is why this shit matters. Beyond bipartisan or partisan teams. So, I mean, we're already discussing and talking about the things that we're seeing because of this bipartisan mess that we have in this country. We can't figure anything out. We can't do anything to get anything passed. Now we have a president who comes in, does not give a fuck about the past administrations, rips up everything that they did, and then try to outdo him with his executive orders. I mean, this guy did more executive orders than anyone in history. They hated it when Obama was doing it. This dude come in and breaks the record every time. And that's fine. That's cool because of who he is. But you and me, we just supposed to take it while this guy does what he wants to. MAGA would rather die for other poor people to get benefits than themselves.
Dude said his family of 5.
Yeah, man. They crazy.
His family of 5, his health insurance is $1,800 a month.
Yeah, man.
Almost the same amount as his mortgage.
Crazy, dude. Crazy. This guy just wants money for his dude. I'm not asking for money for anyone. I'm just asking for a system that works. That's all, man. That's all we want is a system that works. Everyone is covered. Everyone is getting, when they need help from the hospital, they're getting it. What's going on today is not good. We're already seeing people with illnesses that they had before they came, pre-existing conditions. They're already getting turned down. I was watching a story the other day. This girl, she had a surgery. The insurance companies turned her down.
4 hours before the surgery was scheduled.
4 hours before the surgery.
She already in the hospital. Doctor submitted the prior authorization a month before the service date. Mm-mm. Submitted all documentation needed to say that this is medically necessary. She goes to the hospital. She in pre-op. They doing all the lab work and shit. And they come back and say, oh, we got to stop what we doing. The insurance company said this ain't approved. What? And y'all okay with that shit?
Yeah, man. These are the type of things that we have to stop. No one wants to see people go through this, man. And if anyone does, if you're okay with seeing people being on the operation table and the insurance company telling you, nah, we're not going to cover that. Well, if she dies, we just don't want to pay for that. You got insurance companies looking at their bottom line, deciding if they're going to fucking let you live or not. Like, these things should be all right. A doctor that ain't
never set eyes on you.
Well, it's an insurance company that's making the decision.
Right. But here's the thing. When it goes to what she was saying in her video, what happens is she submitted the information to the insurance company. The insurance company then has to go to their own doctor. Mm-hmm. The insurance companies, they staff actual doctors that are going to do what's called a peer review. They're going to review somebody's chart, their medical necessity, their medical notes, and that doctor is going to make the decision to say yes or no that they can get this service done. And then the insurance company is going to say, yeah, well, the doctor said it's not medically necessary that we talk to. Not the doctor that you see every time you go to an appointment. We have an independent doctor that looks at your account and says yes or no for you. Mm-hmm. And that's what happened for this lady. An independent doctor looked at all those notes that her personal physician submitted and still said, her physician's lying. It's not medically necessary.
Yeah, man. I don't understand how people are okay with this shit, man. I just don't get it. You know, we're making it harder for people to get insured. We're handing, just like Trump was so upset about
It was not an elective
that
surgery.
health care. It wasn't an elective. Ladies,
Having a hysterectomy is not an elective surgery.
talking about it's an elective surgery. You don't even know the story. You just talking. People have to fall to believe that. Yeah, man, and that's ridiculous. That's that shit that too many Republicans are on. If it doesn't happen to them, it doesn't exist. Like, dog, fuck, you need to see yourself, everybody die for you to realize what's going on. Like, this is stupid.
Right. When black people had their own hospitals and everything, Black Wall Street, what the white folk do? They came in and destroyed it, burned it down.
To take the money away from it, do everything they can to kill it. They don't like to see.
But then they want to come tell you, build your own. We had our own built and you burned it down because you didn't like the success we were having.
Democrats keep your people down and you're still falling for what? Please tell me. All right, Democrats keep your people down. You're okay. That's what they're doing. So the Democrats put in a healthcare plan and it got more people insured in America than anyone
ever been insured.
Ever in the history of this country. And you're saying that they're taking from us? And the people who don't want that plan and don't have a new plan to replace it, they just want to take it away. And you're telling me that they're doing better for me? The people that wanted to give me insurance are the bad guys, and the guys who want to take it away are the good ones? Like, you motherfuckers live in bizarro world. How are the people that's making it harder to get insurance are the good guys? Like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? It makes zero fucking sense. The dude that went in there and fought to make sure that everybody gets covered is the bad guy. He's horrible.
The one that cares about everybody.
He tried to give us health insurance. That motherfucker, fuck him. But the people who's taking it away, yay. Less people insured. That's awesome. What the fuck, man? This is, like I say, man, we live in a bizarro world. You don't like the color and the people that gave you a fucking opportunity. So you would rather flush it down the toilet. Because I don't like him. That's how stupid you motherfuckers are.
They didn't make everyone get Obamacare. The people that needed it are the people that got access to it, the ones that did not have it.
They made people get insurance, not Obamacare.
It just specifically said you needed to have insurance,
just
whether
like
it was
your
a
car,
private insurance or whatever. You could go purchase your own insurance plan from wherever you wanted to. Or you could use your job's insurance. Simple as that. That's all he said. But everybody needs to have insurance. That's all the mandate was. I don't care how you get your insurance. Here's another way for you to get it. Go get it.
I don't get it. And they hate that. But you can't drive your car down the street without insurance. Or you'll get pulled over and you can go to jail with the penalties and fines.
Yep.
Now, what's more important, your car or your fucking health? You tell me. What's more important to you? It's okay. It's not okay to have mandates for healthcare insurance, but to have mandates for car insurance is fine, and you're okay with that. But if we have any fucking mandates to make sure that you are healthy, then oh my God, at least they're making us do stuff. Like, come on, man. Come on. This system is fucked. ACA was just a Band-Aid. We need to go to a system that covers everyone. All of us. It doesn't matter what color you are. You should be covered. And that's the problem.
This person said his car insurance was more important than his health. The car is more important than your health.
How you gonna pay for your car, bro, if you're unhealthy and you can't go to work? Tell me how you gonna do that. You have to have health first. Health is first. Then you can make it to your job where you can have all these extra activity things. If you don't have good health, you're not going to be able to get these things. Health is number one. You're okay with paying insurance for your car, but you're not okay with everybody having healthcare insurance. You might just have a problem. Because why would we care? We want everyone to be covered. Same thing our insurance companies deal with. Auto insurance, they told us that if everyone had insurance, it would be cheaper, but the price, then, dude, we shouldn't trust insurance companies. You're right. But unfortunately, that's the system we have. That's the system we have. You have to have insurance to get health care. That's the system. You can keep complaining about them and how you don't like them and all this and all that. We have to deal with it. These are the people who are forking out the money, and we have to have healthcare insurance. Unless you guys want to go to a single payer system that covers everyone, but y'all don't want to do that. So what's the fucking only option? You're right. A hysterectomy is not
It's
elective.
not an elective surgery, but it can be an elective surgery
Mm-hmm.
depending on the condition that the woman
Right.
has. But this particular case that we are referencing, the woman has had multiple years of agony and pain and has dealt with multiple conditions in her reproductive area. Therefore, at this point, for her, it was not an elective surgery.
She was having a lot of pain. She was having her bladder was connected to her spine.
Right. She had spinal fusion going on. She had a lot of different
going
conditions.
on, man. You don't know her health situation to sit there and say that. What the fuck's going on?
But this one lady, she said that she did not opt to have a hysterectomy. So again, it just goes back to it's case by case. If a person that's coming in and saying, "Hey, I want a hysterectomy because I'm doing gender affirming care," that's obviously an elective surgery. But if it's something for a medical condition that like this woman had, it's not elective. This is something that has to happen in order for her to have a better quality of life, for her to continue living.
I see the guy says, "Stop poisoning our food." My guy, we're still going to have healthcare issues. It doesn't matter. I understand that you guys think if we eat clean, we're going to be healthy forever, but you're fucking wrong. You're wrong. The people in the back in the day that before they had any of these chemicals were dying at 30 years old, 35.
Before fire existed.
Before we had any of this shit in their
to
food,
cook the meat,
they were fucking dying, eating the cleanest food ever.
Eating the most organic food that they could eat.
Like, damn, man, the food is okay. It definitely can keep you from getting ill. But it's not the end all be all. We know that there are different things that people die from. Goodness fucking gracious. It's not just the food, man. We just need fucking healthcare. I just like for real, man. That's what is that y'all plan? Oh, we're gonna fix the food and we're gonna fix the food and no more chemicals in the food. That we don't need healthcare. We remove the chemicals from the food, you know? Like, get the fuck out of here. What do you think?
We're not removing comments. We're only addressing the comments that's pertinent to the conversation we're having.
Ain't nobody remove the comments. The food is toxic. Okay. It doesn't matter if the food is toxic, though.
Then stop eating it.
No, that's not my thing. My thing is it doesn't matter, though. We're talking about giving everybody access to health care. They keep on talking about what's going on and why people are sick. We don't care why people are sick. We just want them to be able to get health care.
To go to the doctor to assist them with their illness.
That's it. Now, people are going to get sick, man. It's crazy to me from the people who don't care about trying to have renewable energy. Mm-hmm. You motherfuckers kicking out the blackest smoke out the back of y'all trucks that y'all can kick out
every day.
You hate the fucking environment. You don't give a fuck about the environment, but all of a sudden you care about what chemicals are in the fucking food.
Right.
But anytime we say anything to try to get chemicals out of the fucking pesticides and all this shit, oh, look at these tree huggers. Like, y'all, man, y'all be all over the place. Y'all so fucking annoying. Annoying as fuck. Everybody should have access. You know, the way y'all treat guns and how everybody should have access to guns, and y'all have done everything in y'all lives to make sure that you make it easier and easier to get your hands on a weapon. Act that way about health insurance. Act that way about health insurance. You want everybody to have a gun. Everybody should have that right. Y'all scream that on everything. But when it comes to something like healthcare, y'all have all these fucking arguments trying to say that it's not okay for everybody to have access to health care. Health care is not an entitlement. It should be a right. It should be a right. And we all should be paying into the system to make sure that everybody is okay. We already pay for Medicare and Medicaid out of our checks already. Then if you do have health care and you work for a company, you're paying again for insurance. Like we are getting ripped off. And we're getting horrible outcomes for this shit. I don't get it, dog. We should be doing what we have to do.
But I guarantee you got insurance, don't you?
What can you do? You have no other fucking option. If you don't have insurance, you're not getting any health care. You need that surgery, and they're not gonna fucking give it to you. Who's gonna pay for it?
We buy our health care and our guns. Guns is
you buy health insurance.
You have the right to bear arms.
You buy health insurance.
That's a right.
Hopefully nothing ever happens to you, Scott Jackson. Hopefully you don't get cancer or none of those things ever happen to you, bro. Because if it does,
I hope your insurance don't cover it.
You're fucked. Since you don't care about health care, you just pay for your health care. You pay an insurance company to make sure that you don't have to pay all that money out of pocket. Is what you do. You don't go and you don't pay the guy and don't have an insurance company with you, because if you don't, you won't even be able to fucking afford the health care.
Right. The doctor can set their price on what they want to charge for a service all day long, but the insurance is only going to cover so much of it and going to reimburse the doctor so much of what they charge.
Oh my God.
But y'all dumb and don't understand how insurance billing works.
Admiral Nix, that's called a conspiracy theory. That's ridiculous. That's called a conspiracy theory. That's what that is. That's insane. Anyway, so we did run the video already about the national security strategy, man. The administration has already released a new national security strategy for the rest of the world. And this document is essentially the instruction manual for U.S. power, where it's used, why it's used, and what values justify it. So we took a quick look at the analysts and explained Trump's new national security strategy and what that means for the rest of us. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of different things that the Trump administration are doing. It's supposed to be America first type strategy. But hey, it seems like it's America only in the way he's doing things. This strategy marks a shift toward an unapologetic prioritization of U.S. national interests, competition with China, emphasis on the Western Hemisphere, and energy security border focus on framing of security and the reevaluation of long-term overseas commitments. Supporters argue this approach is realistic. They say the era of the U.S. acting as a global police is over, even though he just attacked Nigeria. He's attacking everyone. But, we don't care. We're not the global police anymore. And that allies must take greater responsibility for their own defense. They argue that strategy must reflect limits, not just aspirations. Critics see something else. They warn that it sidelines democratic values, weakens alliances built over generations, and replaces principles and transactions. They argue that authoritarian governments benefits when the U.S. retreats from value-based policy. They fear that disengagement in fragile regions upon space for militants, networks of rival powers to move in. The truth of this strategy will unfold not in speeches, but in where troops were deployed, where aid flows, and where America chooses not to engage. We've already seen man, as America retreats from the global scene, we're just seeing a worse country, a worse world already. And I think that as we get a leader in America that sets the standards of we don't give a fuck about no one, that other people in the world are also following the I don't give a fuck policy. We're seeing more wars starting to pop up between countries. We're seeing more people treating people like shit. America is supposed to lead the way of caring about people, making sure that aid is going to places where they never get aid, trying to help others before those problems knock on our door. We ignored the Middle East. We don't want to do anything about them. What happens? 9/11. Mm-hmm. Every time, man. We didn't want to listen when it came to what was going on with the Jews. What happens? Pearl Harbor. We can keep on acting like we don't give a fuck and we don't care and fuck what's going on in other places, but there will be consequences. Somebody's going to pay for price for what America is doing right now. And it's going to be Americans that pay the price. I mean, dude.
We're not seeing more wars.
Yeah, we are seeing more wars. We're seeing pickup of everything right now.
What do you call that? What's going on in Venezuela?
We got everything going on, man. Everything. It's so many, everything's going on. It's shit, man. Shit is just getting worse. That America led the way after World War II. Yes, and we're supposed to keep running, making sure we're leading the way. Setting a good example. What we are doing right now is trash. Go ahead.
You're right. This document also connects directly to our earlier story from Nigeria. Airstrikes, training missions, and regional partnerships do not appear out of thin air. They come from strategic frameworks like this one, when security becomes defined through migration, broader pressure, and hemispheric stability. Regions like Africa and Latin America take on a new importance in U.S. planning. That is why ordinary people in distant villages end up entangled in the superpower policy decisions that are written for thousands of miles away. Ultimately, a national security strategy is not about what phrase they can come up with. It's about the people that is going to affect. It determines which conflicts become priorities and which ones are ignored, and which lives receive intervention or indifference. It's exactly what Trump is doing. He's making a decision on, oh, those lives don't matter. Just blow them up out the water.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's doing in Venezuela.
Right.
Understanding this helps us understand the shape of the world that we are moving toward.
Yeah, man. It's tough. It's tough right now because the world, it seems, is following as more countries are putting in more right-wing authoritarian people and leaders, that more people are going with the mind state that only one person can solve a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the last time we went this authoritarian, we went into another world war. And it looks like that's what we're going to with this.
Exactly. Trump's war on drugs ends with cocaine lords being pardoned.
Right. He cares so much. That's why we know it's fake. Everybody know. He doesn't care about drugs. He doesn't give two fucks. If he did, he would be doing things in America to help the people that are having the drug issues. Is
like
he doing
building
that?
More facilities that help people.
He's taking money away from those things. He's not doing those things
at all.
He doesn't care. And we all know that.
Yep.
He don't care about these people, man. All these people that's out here struggling, trying to get their lives together. He don't care. Trump doesn't give a fuck. What are you talking about, man? The only president that has sat down in front of the press for 3 hours, 2 or 3. Man, what man? Get the fuck out of here, man. This president is the worst communication with the media ever. Stop it. If he doesn't get softball questions, he's mad. Somebody asks him a hard question, he calls him piggy. Get the fuck out of here.
And calls him fake news.
Get the fuck out of here, dude. Dude is horrible. Y'all gonna come on here and try to tell me about my language while y'all vote for this dude who call everybody pieces of shit. Fuck out of here. Get on my nerves.
But moving on to our final and biggest story of the day, which is about transparency, power, and trust in our government. The Department of Justice is now saying that they have uncovered over 1 million additional documents potentially connected to Jeffrey Epstein. But this comes after announcing earlier that the bulk of the documents had already been gathered. Before we break down the implications that look at how this is being reported, let's go ahead and roll the clip about the DOJ saying that the Epstein documents could take weeks to reveal.
It should be on there. 1 million. There you go.
To the Jeffrey Epstein's files, the Department of Justice says it could take a few more weeks to release all of those documents. This further delays compliance that was supposed to happen on December 19th deadline set by Congress. The Department of Justice says the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York and the FBI uncovered more than 1 million files, additional documents that could be relevant to the Epstein case. The DOJ did not say when they were informed of the new files.
They had them documents all along.
Yeah, I just don't understand these people. They sit around talk about how transparent they are.
Ran on being transparent.
And how they're going to release all of these files. And the files didn't get released until a judge told them they had to and gave them the ultimatum and the day that they had to have them in. And they still haven't had them all in. They said it's 1 million more files that they have to go through. Mm-hmm. The people who said there were no more files to go through. The people said that was all done and it was nothing else to do. And it's a Democratic hoax. It's a Democratic hoax, remember? Like, how are we got 1 million more files in a hoax? Make me understand that. What type of hoax has 1 million more files? What type of hoax do y'all have to redact every single fucking page? Mm-hmm. What kind of hoax is that? If it's a hoax, just release it all.
Yep.
Just why wouldn't you do that? It doesn't make any fucking sense, man. Why is this being called a hoax when you have 140 pages redacted?
Whole pages.
If it's a hoax, I mean,
right, we still ain't seen Trump's taxes.
You don't need any redaction. Oh, they don't even care. He don't have to be the normal president. He don't have to show his health shit. He just goes out and says, I'm the healthiest guy ever. He doesn't have to show his taxes.
You wouldn't be able to do an MRI. You're not smart enough for that.
Let me get the remote. What a corrupt mess. Worse than Watergate. Yeah, I agree. Disgusted, racist, pedophile. Yep, I agree, man. I agree. I love how it took 20 plus years for this to become, man, that's how powerful people work. And this Epstein story is not, to say that it took 20 years for this story to come out is insane. This shit has been talking about
since 1995.
Right. That shit has been coming out since 1998. What are you talking about? It's been talked about for I don't know how long. Clinton being on the island was talked about since the 90s. Y'all swore up and down that Trump had nothing to do with it. And then when the flight logs come out, the only motherfucker that's on there is Trump. We can't find Clinton's name, but we got Trump on there 8 times for sure. 8 times he was on that plane.
He sure
One
did
time we was on there with another woman, him and Epstein and another 20-year-old woman, just them 3. Going to the island. But you're going to tell me, oh, Bill Clinton. Well, Bill ain't on there, man. Susie Wild said it out her mouth.
Bill said release the files.
Biden had 4 years. That's all y'all got, man. Y'all going to keep on protecting this dude and keep saying the same stupid shit. Biden had 4 years to pull it out. Well, Biden didn't do it. A lot of them say because they still were on hold. The cases still were going on. That's why they didn't do that. But they're released now. And whose name is on there talking about rape? Whose name is on there talking about going to the island? Y'all want to ignore that? Ignore all that, man. That don't mean shit. I mean, dude, it's crazy. They need a few more weeks to get the files together. I mean, what is going on, man? Then to this week they've been talking about, oh, well, Bill Clinton. Hey, man, Bill Clinton wasn't on that flight. Bill wasn't on that flight. He wasn't on the flight. Trump was. Proof, flight logs show him flying there 8 times. Y'all don't want to listen to that proof. But Bill Clinton was in the pictures. Bill Clinton. Are you ignoring what the other guy? Yeah, Bill Clinton. Like, dude, you're in a cult. Fuck Bill Clinton. If Bill Clinton did something and they got some motherfucking proof that Bill Clinton has did some shit, peace out, Bill. But when it comes to Trump, no, he didn't do anything. No. Y'all will protect him to y'all death. Y'all don't give a fuck what he did. You're going to still protect this dude. How can you protect him, man? We have another rape charge with this dude. How many women have came out saying that he's raped them, and y'all ignore it all?
They didn't care when Trump said that he liked to grab women by the pussy.
They don't care. This dude can say whatever the fuck he wants to. Do whatever. Everybody else got to be held accountable. They want Bill Clinton to be held accountable. Bill Clinton, we want him held accountable.
Right. But they were okay.
Trump, no.
I like to go in the women's changing rooms when they're doing their pageants.
It's made up when it's Trump. It's made up. It's not real. It's not real. Trump didn't do it. Y'all, for real, have cognitive dissonance. Y'all have an issue, man. It's a problem. It's a problem. Trump can do no wrong in y'all eyes. And when that happens, that means this dude is a king to y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't that on you? Oh, you already did that.
No, that's on me. But, the Justice Department is now saying that it may take a few more weeks to process these newly discovered records. Over 1 million pages, emails, notes, memos, and investigative materials. These were reportedly uncovered by the FBI and the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York and handed to the DOJ for review. That alone raises immediate questions like, how do you misplace or overlook 1 million documents in a case of this magnitude?
Mm-hmm.
How do they surface only after Congress demands release and sets a statutory deadline? Officials insist that the delay is not political and that the lawyers are working around the clock primarily to protect the victims. That means removing identifying details, personal addresses, sensitive psychological statements, and images that should never have been made public in the first place. That part is real. And it's important. Survivors should not be re-traumatized so the public can read the gossip. However, at the same time, the systematic failure that allowed Epstein's network to thrive cannot be honestly confronted if the evidence remains sealed, delayed, or selectively hidden or redacted, like Trump is doing. These files released so far have been heavily redacted, often to the point where a full page has black ink on it. That has federal accusations that redactions aren't being used, or they're not only used to protect the victims, but used to protect the powerful.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't help that the files mention elite universities, politicians, global business leaders, even celebrities, and members of high society. When ordinary offenders are named publicly, while the elite ones are hidden and behind rectangles of black ink, trust erodes. And not to mention, their redactions have not been the greatest. People have been using Photoshop to remove the redactions.
Easily. Because they do a bad job of hiding it. I heard this person say that Trump was not accused of anything. That is a lie. And you asking me what page, what was the files in, that's crazy.
That you don't even know.
The fact that you can't just go to Google and say, was Trump accused of a crime in the Epstein files? You expect me to tell you what page it was on? I'm giving you the information, bro, that came from these files. I showed you receipts by the person talking about it last week on Wednesday. We did talk about what page it was on, and we also talked about the file number, the exact file name that it was on. I'm not going to go through that because I don't remember it off the top of my fucking head, but I told you on Wednesday. Go back to the video. There were exact files. We named those files. It doesn't matter if we showed you a video of Trump doing it. You're not going to believe it because you're in a cult. That's why. And your king and cult leader can do no wrong. We can have videos of him raping girls and y'all would be like, well,
he didn't do it.
He didn't mean to. He didn't mean to.
It was consensual.
He had a bad day. Like that, dude, y'all. You would make any excuse you can for him because he does no wrong in your eyes. Yeah, Bill Clinton, man, but Bill, he in a lot of those photos with dudes. So when we it's hard for us to listen to Bill. But at the same time, he is at least trying to say, hey, just release them all. And we can say that we looked at the flight logs, and the flight logs does not have his names on it. So that means he didn't go to the island. He did hang out with this dude. He did like this dude. But we can't say neither one of them are doing the things that he was doing. But we also know that Trump has accusations against him. And before these papers came out, he had accusations against him. Like, you don't remember all the court cases and women talking about he grabbed them and shit? Like, y'all remember what y'all want to. Y'all are crazy, bro. You don't remember all the women and all the court cases his first term?
Mm-hmm.
All the money he had to pay out? Like, y'all really are, what, Trump never did anything? Like, man, whew. Goodness, boy. Trump does no wrong, man. Then I said, another person said, oh, you guys are in the cult, both the left and the right. Hey, man, I ain't seen the right walking around with nobody face on their damn shirt. I haven't seen the right with a hat that says lefties. Only the right. Only you motherfuckers are walking around with t-shirts with Trump on it. Your whole life is built off Trump. I seen a dude the other day with Donald Trump, DJT GOAT on his license plates. Like, that's how lost y'all are. Y'all putting this dude on y'all license plates. He can do no wrong to y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't never fucking worship a fucking politician like that. Obama, nobody. If Obama do some fucked up shit, it's fuck him too. Like, y'all, man, this dude can do no wrong, and I ain't put Obama on my license plates or sticker on my car, none of that fucking shit. Y'all got him on y'all car. You paint your car with Trump on it. Your whole existence is Trump. You can't call nobody else a fucking cult because y'all in one. But let's be blunt here, man, because the public already is. The case exists where wealth, sex trafficking, and political influence and law enforcement failures converge. That is not a conspiracy. That is just fucking facts. Epstein was allowed to operate for years after authorities knew about the abuse. He negotiated sweetheart deals, and a lot of people that's in the Trump administration was a part of those sweetheart deals to make sure that this guy didn't go to jail.
Yep.
Trump and them always also went up to see Ghislaine Maxwell and then removed her to a swanky prison.
Said there's never been a criminal charge on Trump for rape. There may not have been a criminal charge, but guess what? Dozens of women have accused Trump of sexual misconduct dating back to the 1970s. And he has been found liable in court for sexual abuse.
Liable.
Several women have described
Liable.
Trump forcibly reaching under their skirts. Others have said that he kissed them without consent. And a handful of beauty pageant contestants claim that Trump inappropriately walked in on them while they were changing clothes.
And he admitted to doing all of those things.
Ivana Trump, his first wife, accused him in a divorce deposition of raping her in a fit of rage in 1989. This dude is sick. And y'all keep protecting him. There's nothing that he could do, and y'all wouldn't care.
Yeah, man. It's kind of crazy that they come on here and talk about what didn't happen when we've seen all these cases come to fruition. Like, dude has been found liable several times. It's crazy that y'all can come on here and say he hasn't done anything. Like, y'all are crazy. Sweetheart deals was negotiated for Epstein. The cover up for this guy is crazy, man. And it started in Florida. It started with people who were lawyers for Trump.
Yep.
He hosted elites like Bill Clinton and Trump. He was shielded by institutions that should have stopped him, but they didn't. When the government says now says we found more documents all these fucking years later. Skepticism is not irrational, man. It's earned. The government even back then, from the 90s, they didn't do much. I can blame Bill Clinton too. There's no way that these people didn't know what the fuck was going on, man, and nobody stopped this guy. But you look at the criminal system across the country, and when you look at sexual assault across the country, these are the cases that the police don't give a fuck about. They sweep them under the rug. This isn't new. They've been sweeping sexual assaults under the rug for decades. All these women coming to the police, and they'll just leave the swabs and everything that they've done, the rape kits, just leave it and let them dry up. They don't even go after the guy.
Yep.
Then we wonder why women don't want to even go to the police, man, because they get no fucking love. Because nobody listens to them.
Say, oh, it's not true. She shouldn't have been doing that. She should have been dressed a different way.
I'm not even going there. I'm just talking about that the police do nothing to help people. And that's what I'm saying. I don't give a fuck what color you are. I don't give a fuck what fucking whatever you do. Even in P. Diddy cases, all these people coming from the 90s talking about the shit happened to them. Nobody wanted to go to the police, I guess. Or if they did, the police ignored them. Nothing is ever done, and it's always 30, 40 years later, here comes some bullshit that came out.
Yep.
What the fuck is our police officers doing? What is the system doing? And everybody just run to their corners. I'm on the left, you're on the right. Like, nah, man, what the fuck, man? Our police are doing nothing. We should be doing more. This has nothing to do with Trump. This is 30 years ago. Y'all just cannot just stop. Man, dog, y'all are so annoying. There's also the issue of Ghislaine Maxwell. While she's serving a 20-year sentence, reporting has highlighted comparatively comfortable conditions at times. Interviews she has given in public statements positioning herself as misunderstood. That narrative is painful for the survivors who still live with what she helped facilitate. Maxwell has become a symbol of system where the powerful are punished, but never in quite the same way as everyone else. Never.
Yep.
If we started a fucking insurrection and had people attacking the Capitol, do you think that we would be able to be president right now?
Nope.
I would be in jail. But Trump, go easy on him. He's never faced consequences ever in his fucking life. Insurrection got people on the Capitol, tearing people up, killing people, fucking shit up, breaking shit, busting out windows. And he gets no accountability, no responsibility for what was done with his MAGA cult, fucking trying to kill people. Anyone else would have faced all type prosecutions. Crimes, felonies.
Thank you. Right on for the like and subscribe.
Thank you. And then, we go to politics. Some lawmakers accuse the DOJ of dragging its feet to protect certain individuals. Others accuse the Trump administration of slow-walking disclosures because Trump himself appears part of the file record, including social associations and flight logs. We already know his name is on. Even though he denies any wrongdoing, the DOJ says some claims in the documents are untrue and sensational, like the one with the rape, the one with Larry Nassar and Epstein talking about the president views at women the same that we do, little girls the same way we do. That's what the letter said. They're going to say it's untrue, but this is what we're seeing, man. Yep. It may be untrue. But the credibility crisis means people no longer accept reassurance without transparency. This is not about one name. It's about the possibility that a network of wealthy men abuse vulnerable girls and traffic them with assistance from others. And that accountability came late, selectively, or incomplete. When more than 1 million documents surfaced late in the process, people naturally wonder whether the delay is legal caution, bureaucratic incompetence, or intentional protection of people at the top, that's what it seems like it's been going on since the beginning.
Yep.
So let's go into some additional context with this, man.
Yeah, because here's what we know for certain. Victims do exist. Crimes did occur. Institutions failed them. Some predators escaped full accountability. And the record is larger than originally disclosed. But here's what we also know. The courts sealed a lot of that information for years.
Mm-hmm.
And prosecutors cut unusual deals with a lot of the predators. And agencies now admit earlier exhaustive review claims were incomplete. Incomplete.
Mm-hmm.
This combination fuels suspicion that the truth arrived late. Intentionally arrived late. And at the same time, we must say clearly, reading a name in a document does not equate to guilt. An accusation does not equate to guilt.
Mm-hmm.
But that accusation must be investigated.
Yeah, man. And you know, we've been talking about this, and we want to make sure you guys are talking about this, man. This Epstein thing is it's a big thing, man. And it's not going away until all the files are out and everything that should be known should be out. Now, if they want to redact the names of the girls, we understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But that should not equate a whole page of 120 pages of redactions, and we can't see the words on none of that shit. They're hiding something, man. Whatever they're hiding, we should know. So, I mean, we see the Trump administration is not doing what they need to do when it comes to being transparent. Who's talking about Letitia James, man? What are you talking
Somebody
about?
in the comment section said something about James Comey's case being dismissed, and now they want to talk about Letitia James. So it's just they all over the place in the comment
Letitia
section.
James' case is done pretty much. They've tried.
They
3
cannot
times,
refile it.
They can't do shit.
They lost on the technicality, and that's on them.
So the conversation of the Epstein files is ignorant to you. Should we just ignore it? Should we ignore the Epstein files? Is that ignorance? I swear, man. Not all the files are unredacted. Not all the files are unredacted. What are you talking about? The files has a direct accusation of Trump raping them, and the girl was killed later. Those accusations are in the file. Like, y'all straight up ignore these files, huh? Y'all been hollering and screaming. Y'all wanted the files, but y'all won't read shit when it has to do with them. Like, it's unbelievable. Like, the shit is in the files. I know Fox News. I know Fox News is not gonna tell y'all, so you know they're just gonna hide it. But this is what's in the files, bro. Google it. It's very easy. I don't get you motherfuckers, man. Y'all talk about everybody is so dumb, but when it comes to anything that needs to be read, y'all haven't read shit.
Nothing.
This is supposed to be, we supposed to know what's going on with this man. Because there's too many people that was in power that were in these files. And we should know what's going on. We need that information unredacted. We need to make sure that these people are not protected. We know. We're not fucking accusing because we don't know the proof. We don't have proof to accuse anyone. We can only go off what information was found in the data. And we're trying to find out as much as we can so we can determine if someone is more guilty or not. But I know one thing. If it was a Democrat that had these accusations in the papers, if it was a Democrat that had past rapes, if it was a Democrat that said grab him by the pussy, you guys would be up in arms talking about how horrible a person he is. But when it's one of you, it's all good. And that's the hypocrisy that we get sick of when it comes to y'all party.
Right. According to CBS News, approximately 550 pages of the documents that have been released for the Epstein files, 550 pages are fully redacted. The whole page is blacked out. 550.
Yeah, man.
That's a lot of pages.
We don't have to accuse Trump. We can only go by the accusations that other people made. Nobody's accusing him in anything, but we see the paperwork that has accusations, and we've seen the accusations that's come to him in the past. We're not going to act like these things haven't happened like you guys do. This dude from day one had rape charges.
Mm-hmm.
Day one, and a lot of the stories coming out how he's grabbed people, and what he said, I just grab him by the pussy.
Yep.
I just grab him. He said it, and he said it. I can do what I want to do. He said it on
30 days before
Howard
the
Stern
election.
show that he goes into the girls where they're getting dressed
In the
because he
changing
can.
rooms.
Because he can. He says it because I own it. I can just go back there. We heard him say it, and then y'all sit here and say, "Oh, he didn't say that." Like what? Like y'all are crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But do you trust the DOJ's explanation for the delay?
Nope.
Do you believe all the names, powerful or not, should be released?
Yes.
Should additional independent oversight be brought in?
Definitely.
I think so. Is this a incompetence, bureaucracy, or intentional protection of the elites?
Intentional protection of the elite.
I believe so. But what do you guys think, man? So that's this last story, man. We're gonna get into the clips, man, of the week. But go ahead though.
Yeah, however this unfolds, one thing we must say that stays at the center of the conversation: the victims. First and foremost, they're the first priority. They were young, vulnerable, manipulated, trafficked, and abused.
Mm-hmm.
Their trauma is not a plot, it's not a headline, and it's not a partisan tool that we should be using for policymaking. They deserve the truth. They deserve the predators to be held accountable, and the dignity to have their life, their names remain private. It's the government's responsibility to meet those standards without hiding behind any of them.
That's real, man. This case is not a tabloid story. It is a mirror. It shows how far wealth and connections can bend systems that claim to protect the innocent. Whether these millions of new documents are handled transparently will tell us a lot about what kind of country we really are.
Mm-hmm.
Not what we say we are. This dude brought up Monica Lewinsky. Yeah, the girl that Bill Clinton was impeached for. And y'all still talking about it 30 years later?
He got impeached.
He was impeached for that.
But y'all did not impeach him or remove Trump from office for paying Stormy Daniels.
No. He
a prostitute.
Right. That's cool.
A porn star.
Cheating on his wife, paying off porn star. That's fine. But Bill Clinton cheating on his wife. Oh my God. Impeach him. Y'all are hypocrites, dude. Always have been. And I called y'all back then. I knew y'all were hypocrites. I knew it. Hypocrites. It's all. If it was a Republican president, they would have said, oh, it's okay. You just cheating. Y'all just hypocrites. Y'all just everything's partisan.
His wife
hypocrites.
must not have been doing something right for him. That's how they doing it.
So we're going to go ahead and go into these clips, man, from around the internet to say a lot about where our politics and culture are right now. These aren't edited by us. These aren't comedy sketches. These are real moments, real statements by public figures, voters, and political leaders. They show exactly how tense, confused, angry, and sometimes surreal the moments feels in this country right now. So we're going to go into these clips, man, and react with you, because sometimes the best commentary is simply witnessing what was actually said, man, in these times. So we're going to go into clip one. Voters discussing civil war says / idiocracy. And, you know, just showing how smart MAGA is. Let's check these guys out.
What was the cause of the Civil War, the U.S. Civil War in the 1800s?
What was the cause of the Civil War?
What do you think the cause of the Civil War was?
I don't know.
What would you say is the cause of the Civil War?
The Civil War? What caused the Civil War? They mostly, I'm thinking of the first war when we became Americans.
And then we had a Civil War. What do you think caused our Civil War?
Sin, I suppose, you know.
So
There was
They don't even
something
know what
evil.
the Civil War
Mankind
was
is
or what
hard
it
on
was
each other,
about.
man. Yeah.
And what do you think, sir, was the cause of the United States Civil War?
Of the Civil War? Well, let's see. The North and South, they couldn't get along. It could happen here too.
Do you think we're near that?
Here what?
Do you think we're getting toward a civil war again?
It could happen here too.
The good Lord only knows, but I think, if he thought it was going to end up this way, people are supposed to get along, aren't we? We're all Americans, not just Democrats and Republicans.
What do you think is the cause of the Civil War, the U.S. Civil War?
Well, I think the Democrats are pushing the race issue extremely far. I had a black man at my door the other day. I don't have an issue with race, but they're making it such a big issue. They're making it, just even with this Claudia Gay, that she was asked to resign from this college in Harvard. It's not a race issue, but they're making it that, and I don't agree with that.
What about the Civil War in the 1800s? What do you think was the cause of that?
Oh, yeah, that was slavery, wasn't it?
Seems that way. What do you think caused the Civil War?
It's probably the division of states and the people.
Over what?
Well, right now they're trying to take the people's right to vote away. I mean, if you're in Colorado, and I think Trump probably actually won Colorado, whether it says it on paper or not.
Are these
like
people
I said,
really
I
the
watched a lot of
ignorant?
stuff, and there's a lot of voter fraud, a lot of when you can't control all the write-in ballots and stuff like that. So, the sad part about it is Trump actually told us before this even happened, this is what they were going to do, and they did it. I mean, I know a pile of people, and I drove.
Not that we're going to start a war, but I think people are going to get fed up, and I think there was riots in the street how many years ago, crazy everywhere, and I think that could happen again, maybe on a bigger scale.
But also, like even like you mentioned, Minneapolis, the George Floyd thing, that was all set up too.
How was that set up?
That police officer didn't have his knee on the neck.
Did you see the video?
No, I didn't see the video.
Our education system has failed us. But back in the day, they used to be like, state rights. State rights is the reason. That's the reason. State rights. But now they can't even say that anymore because they don't even believe in state rights anymore. Trump just blocked states from putting in any laws to try to keep AI quailed in their states. Any laws to try to help people to navigate this AI that's going on, that's doing a lot of crazy stuff right now. He told all the states, fuck you. You can't put in any laws. And he's trying to block people from putting any laws in their states for they can do whatever they want to try to keep AI from going crazy. He doesn't want any laws against AI. Why? It's taking energy. These companies charging our energy bills are going up higher. They're taking water. These companies should be paying more for their bills, but they're putting it off on us. How anybody think that's okay is crazy. Now our bills are more expensive because these fucking data systems and these data fucking buildings that they're putting up for all this infrastructure for AI. And he's telling states, don't do nothing. You can't do shit to fight against it. He's bringing the National Guard to states when they don't want it. I thought state rights was so fucking important. But Trump is coming in, putting in laws for every state and whatever the fuck he wants. It's insane. Go ahead.
All right, y'all. This first clip, it shows everyday voters talking casually about the Civil War and comparing America to idiocracy. Not as a metaphor, but as something that they believed that we may already be living in.
Mm-hmm.
The casual way that people talk about the Civil War is honestly one of the most disturbing shifts that I had ever seen. Something on that once meant unimaginable national tragedy is now being tossed around like a campaign slogan or a YouTube comment. That level of cynicism doesn't come out of anywhere. It grows from distrust, disinformation, economic struggle, and leaders who benefit from fear instead of trying to claim it.
Comment. But yeah, it's what they're doing right now. Their whole mission is to make it, they want to forget everything that happened in America. They want to forget the race riots. They want to forget the Civil War. They don't want you talking about slavery. But the Revolutionary War, yeah, let's talk about that. Pearl Harbor, yeah. 9/11, let's never forget. Never. We all are gonna remember. But anything that happens to anyone else, you should just forget about that. Why do you guys keep bringing it up? You should just forget it. So now we just forgot about slavery. Nobody remembers anything that happened with the Civil War. You got them all today? Boy, MAGA boy. My boy brings in a MAGA bingo card. He pretty much wins every week because y'all bring up the same shit every week. He just has it filled out. He hit bingo because y'all just say the same shit over and over and over. Fucking ridiculous, man. Fake news, MAGA, Michelle Obama is a man. Get off the plantation. Y'all say the same shit every week, boy. He can set up a bingo card and hit bingo on y'all because y'all don't know how to say anything new. Can't come up with anything. Ridiculous. Now we're going to talk about Trump, and he's talking about he's going to make his golden fleet. President Trump announcing what he calls the golden fleet, man. A new, extremely large U.S. Navy battleship. Let's go ahead and run that clip, man. Yeah, I think it's at the bottom. Keep going. There you go. Up to Trump announces. Right there. Yeah.
So I want to wish everybody a big hello and Merry Christmas and welcome to Mar-a-Lago for this exciting announcement of the new Golden Fleet. We're calling it the Golden Fleet that we're building for the United States Navy. As you know, we're desperately in need of ships. Our ships are, some of them have gotten old.
We got the most ships in the world, dog.
Obsolete, and we're going to go the exact opposite direction. We're delighted to be joined by Secretary of War Pete Hegseth, who's doing a fantastic job, and Secretary of the Navy, John Phelan. Marco Rubio is here, who gave a great few words toward the end of last week. He spoke for a couple of hours on
You can stop
what
it.
a good job we're doing, which is true.
Listening to that dude for more than 5 minutes. So the symbolism here is intentional. Big, shiny, gold, powerful. The emphasis isn't just military strengths. It's branding. The Trump name. He's trying to put, he know this is his last chance in office. So he's trying to put his name on everything. He's trying to build a monument for him for everywhere he is. He's building the Trump things on the mall that Trump, he wants to leave his name everywhere. Most people leaves that up to Congress. And when they leave office, Congress names things after the person. But this guy, he's going to...
When the president passes away.
I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to name everything after me. This dude is, man, dog, selfish piece of shit.
He want to make sure y'all don't forget him.
And we're going to. The emphasis just on the military strength, it's on branding. That's becoming the defining feature of modern politics. Military announcements framed almost like product launches. But battleships are not branding exercises. They represent an enormous budget. All this fucking money being spent on this shit.
And
we
y'all
always
don't care.
Hollering, we don't want to give food to the fucking poor and struggling. Fuck them. We don't want to help the other people in other countries. Fuck them. We have the most Navy ships in the world. China is nowhere even near us.
And he wants to build more.
And we need more. We need more.
With his name on it.
With his name on it. For he can have a fleet for that lasts forever that still says Trump. That's all he's doing. He's using the presidential office to benefit himself and how long people are going to remember him. That's what he's spending money on instead of worrying about our fucking health care, Kevin Love. Kevin Love, 4930. He don't care about our health care. This is what he's caring about. Naming some ships after him. We're not in a war. We don't need this fucking shit. But this enormous budget and the real people's lives will be on the line, man. Now, let's listen to Mr. Lindsey Graham calling for military strikes. Senator Lindsey Graham, man, calls for a potential military action against Hamas and Hezbollah, saying he would encourage the president to unleash Israel and even suggest U.S. involvement in the strikes. Go ahead and run that clip of old Lindsey warmonger Graham. I'll put it on the other one, yeah.
So it's imperative we come up with a plan quickly, put Hamas on a time clock, give them a period of time to achieve the goal of disarmament. And if you don't, I would encourage President Trump to unleash Israel to go finish off Hamas. 90 days after the ceasefire, they're consolidating power in Gaza. They're not giving it up. This is a problem. I do not believe it's possible to have a good outcome in Gaza with Hamas still armed.
Dog, you were talking about overall Navy ships. I'm talking about big battleships. We have the most in the world. No one has more powerful battleships than we do. They might have a bigger Navy, but they do not have more big battleships. We have the largest ones in the world. You don't know what you're talking about.
If Hezbollah refuses to give up their heavy weapons, down the road we should engage in military operations working with Lebanon, Israel, and the United States, where we fly with Israel, like we did with Iran, to take Hezbollah out. So Hezbollah either voluntarily gives up their heavy weapons, or we have to come up with a military campaign to achieve that goal.
All this dude want is war. That's all these cats want is war, man. I swear to God. And when they were out of office, all they talked about is, oh, we're not going to be any wars. But all they do is try to get us in more wars. They sitting around telling us we're all no war. But every time, that's all Republicans do when they get in office. Dude, it's fucking ridiculous, man.
Yeah, my bad. I was reading a comment that said nobody has battleships.
No one has battleships anymore, but they have air carriers is what they have.
Mm-hmm.
I just call it a battleship. They have carriers. Mm-hmm. We have the largest and most and biggest carriers in the world. They have more on when it comes to the actual Navy, but they don't have the firepower or the size of the carriers that we have.
Actually, China does operate the largest Navy ship.
That's what I just
by count.
By count, they have the most ships, but we have the largest.
When it comes to combat power and technology, we're better than them, regardless of how many.
That's what I just said. They have. That's what I just said. You're just repeating what I said. I said that we have the largest carriers, the most firepower. They have a lot more ships. We have bigger fucking air carriers, aircraft carriers. We have bigger shit. We have more firepower. We don't need that fucking shit. Are we about to go to war with China? What the fuck we need it for? Go ahead.
In the next clip, Senator Lindsey Graham calls for potential military action against Hamas and Hezbollah, saying that he would encourage the president to unleash Israel and even suggest that the U.S. involvement in those strikes. Go ahead and roll that clip.
We already did it. We already played that.
It is remarkable how casual military escalation is discussed sometimes, where there are civilians on the other end of every bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Every new theater of war creates ripple effects around the world, which calls to finish off enemies sound clean on television, but war is never clean when we're actually living in it in reality.
Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know if I have this next one. So it's fine. Oh, yeah. We're going to play this next clip where Trump is attacking late night television, Stephen Colbert, and he's attacking everyone's not liking what is being talked about. when it comes to the Epstein files. Go ahead.
President Trump railed against major broadcast networks in a series of late-night posts on social media. Trump attacked the late-night hosts of ABC, NBC, and CBS, singling out Stephen Colbert, calling him a pathetic train wreck and a dead man walking. He followed up by declaring networks that are negative towards him and the GOP should have their TV licenses terminated before wishing his followers a Merry Christmas.
Now this guy, he doesn't want anyone to be able to say anything bad about him. He's using the FCC as a tool to keep people from saying negative things about Republicans. Dude, if that was the way it should be, could you imagine Fox News wouldn't even have a channel? What would they do if they weren't talking about liberals? What would they do? Like, bro, he sits around telling people what the fuck, who they should have on and what they should say on their channels. And then people get mad when we call him authoritarian, when they say he wants to be a king. It's crazy. Crazy. The channel decided to cancel Roseanne. This president had nothing to do with it. And he never posted on fucking Twitter that I want them fired. Only Trump has been doing this. And y'all keep saying, oh, well, they blocked us from saying stuff about COVID. They didn't block you. They just put a thing that's saying that this might be misinformation. And y'all lost y'all fucking minds. But this dude here openly saying he wants people off TV that says anything about him negative. Like we supposed to fucking just agree with everything he says. The fuck out of here, man. This dude is disgusting, and y'all fight for the fucking Second Amendment so much, but y'all don't give a fuck about the First Amendment. This guy is blocking people from Europe and other countries and looking at their fucking social medias to see if they said anything bad about him. And if they said anything bad, they can't come to this country. What the fuck? How much of a fucking piece of shit do you have to be? Oh, if you said anything about Trump, you're not coming here. Like what? And y'all are okay with that? So the next president comes in. Oh, if you said anything bad about me, we're coming to arrest you. Y'all gonna be okay with that? No. Y'all gonna be hollering over my dead body, my gun. Blah, blah, blah. That's what y'all gonna be hollering. But when it's the other people, it's fine, right? As long as it's them, it's okay. Oh, God. What flame? The flame of ignorance? The flame of not liking anyone else? No, I haven't. It's a song? Is it? I have not heard the song. Oh, man, dog. So Trump has been going after Thomas Massie, calling him a lowlife and calling him a loser for pushing for the release of the Epstein files. Dude has been talking bad about anybody who wants the files released. He also says the Epstein list is fake and then talks at length about his own innocence. This is exactly what the Epstein files controversy has so much public attention, is because the way Donald Trump is acting. A president verbally attacking a member of his own party for seeking transparency while also assisting lists of fake creates more suspicion, not less. The truth doesn't need insults to defend itself, man. Let's go ahead and play this Stephen Miller clip, man, at the top.
And every one of those producers at 60 Minutes engaged in this revolt, fire them. Clean house, fire them. That's what I say, Charlie.
Oh, man, they tripping.
That's crazy.
I didn't see that, baby. Oh, that is crazy, man. Charlie Kirk, we carry the flame, man. Y'all tripping.
Yeah, I heard that on TikTok.
You heard it too?
Yeah,
man, that shit's crazy, man. Mm-hmm. Oh, my goodness.
But next, Trump advisor Stephen Miller reacted to the documentary about ICE and El Salvador's CCOT mega prison, saying that the producers should have cleaned out and should have been fired.
We already played it. So just go ahead.
When journalism exposes abuse or controversial policies, the response in a healthy democracy should be debate, evidence, rebuttals, not mass calls to fire journalists for doing their job of journalism.
Mm-hmm.
They're there to tell the story of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they're a journalist.
Right.
Free press is either free when it makes leaders angry, or it isn't free at all, according to Trump.
Yeah, man. And
don't say anything bad about me, or it goes against free speech.
Right. And his late night posts from calling for ABC, NBC, and CBS specifically, those who criticize him, to have their broadcast license terminated. It's insane. This is crazy, man. This is the part where politics, entertainment, ego, and constitutional law collide. And his ego is the worst. The media does not lose licenses for being critical of politicians. That's not the way America works. That's not how freedom of speech works. But this guy, he wants special treatment for Trump and his fucking special ed ego. No one can say anything bad about me. And then his people, his followers online talking about people are victims. Nobody is a bigger victim than the most powerful man in the world. He thinks no one's supposed to be able to talk about him. All the shit that he could fucking be doing, he's online looking at who's saying bad things about me. There's no president that hasn't been roasted on late night television. I mean, that's part of the fucking job. You're going to get roasted on late night TV. They made fun of Biden going to sleep. They made fun of Biden being all old and shit and not having no idea what the fuck's going on. That's the reason why he didn't run again, because everybody said he was old as fuck. Why the fuck does Donald Trump supposed to get a fucking pass? Like it's ridiculous. This guy thinks in a country with free speech, no one's supposed to be able to say anything bad about Trump. What the fuck are we talking about here? He wants people to lose their license for being critical of Trump and anybody in his group.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole point of the First Amendment, man. Once you start tying media rights to political loyalty, like CBS, not running the fucking story, the CCOT story they were supposed to run about what's going down there in fucking El Salvador prison. We were supposed to learn about that. They stopped it. They don't want you to know about it. He stopped the media from running a story for you to know. And they're going to sit there and say they're the most transparent. Most transparent? I've never seen a fucking president get a story removed from a channel. Or him trying to put in people on certain places to make sure that they don't say anything bad about him.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, man. Trump don't think it's awesome, bro, because he blocked the story on it that was going to air on CBS. Only reason we saw it is because Canada. It aired in Canada.
Yep.
And that's what old Stephen Miller is yelling about, because he's pissed off that it was shown. And he don't want that shit to be shown, how they're treating people down there in El Salvador in that shitty ass prison. Craziness, man. This isn't democracy, man. It's something else entirely. I don't know what the fuck they doing.
Yep. And finally, you got Senator Tammy Duckworth, a combat veteran and a double amputee, confronting Secretary Hegseth over defense spending, telling him that he's blowing through money. He's just spending it recklessly, like cadets on First Liberty, and calling him an unqualified.
Because that's what
yes
he is.
Man.
All right, go ahead and play that one.
Let's go ahead and roll that clip.
Should be the one all the way at the bottom. There, keep going down. Oh, there we Pete Hegseth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You are blowing through money like my fellow cadets and I did in our First Liberty after basic camp. Luckily, I didn't end up with a questionable tattoo. Your failures, Mr. Secretary, since you've taken office has been staggering. You sent classified operational information over Signal to chest thump in front of your wife, who, by the way, has no security clearance, risking service member lives in the process.
Wow.
You blew the $1 billion fight against the Houthis, whom, again, as my colleague says, has no Navy, and yet you lost all of those aircraft. You've created such a hostile command environment that no one wants to serve as your chief of staff or work with you in other senior DoD leadership roles. But what we should all be talking about more than all of this is that you have an unjustified, un-American misuse of the military in American cities, pulling resources and attention away from core missions to the detriment of the country, the war fighters, and yes, the war fighting that you claim to love. I don't know if this is because you are too inexperienced and incompetent to understand the real threats facing our country, or if it's because you are just an unqualified yes man who can't tell the president how to keep Americans safe. You are focusing on renaming basis for Confederate generals. You said just now to Senator King that to a man and to a woman, we would rather be associated with the old Confederate names. Well, I am one of those women. I served at Fort Rucker, Alabama, a base that was named for a traitor who took arms against the United States of America, led troops who killed Americans. It was renamed for Mike Novosel, a Medal of Honor recipient, who in his citation for the Medal of Honor includes that he saved 29 American lives, to include hovering backwards in a helicopter towards an enemy bunker where a wounded American was laying and saved that person, including after being taken fire himself. I know a little something about what it takes to fly a helicopter when you've been hit by enemy fire. That was heroic. I'd rather be associated with Mike Novosel than a failed Confederate traitor. I don't know whether you are inexperienced or too incompetent, but I wonder when you will actually focus on our nation's warfighting mission.
Never has.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't never focused on it.
Right.
Ever. But this clip matters because it shows something rare. Someone who actually has military service experience directly confronting a civilian leader about competence and accountability. War is not abstract to her.
Mm-hmm.
When she says that someone isn't qualified to keep Americans safe, best believe she know what the fuck she's talking about.
That's real.
She went through it. She lived it. She experienced it. She can tell them, nah, that ain't the right way to go, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You wrong.
Yep. I mean, the amount of money that is being wasted by the military right now. You guys think it's free to have the National Guard in all these cities? They're wasting millions every day.
Daily.
The deficit and the debt is about to be ridiculous once this guy, it was already ridiculous the first time he left. This time is going to be ridiculous, man. It's going to be so bad how much in debt we are going to be. The big, beautiful bill, wow, how much debt it added. I know you guys only care about debt when Democrats are in office. You don't care when you are in there to get the Republicans get in office and start spending money like it's crazy. It's ridiculous. But we just showed you talks of a civil war, new battleships, threats of escalating wars abroad, fights over Epstein files, attacks on journalists, attempts to punish the media, veterans calling leadership unqualified. That's a snapshot of America political life in 1 week, man. It's been crazy. We want to hear from you, though. Which clip shocked you the most? Which one felt normal? And should it feel normal? Do you feel like the country is drifting towards something calmer or something more chaotic? It's been chaos since day one of Donald Trump. What does leadership look like right now to you? Drop your answers in the chat, comments. We'll read some of them as we do, and, hit us up. And we'll make sure to read some of you guys' comments, man.
For sure. But sometimes the clearest commentary isn't ours at all. It's just playing back what some of the powerful people say in their own words, like you saw today in many of the clips that we played.
Right. The question for all of us is simple. What kind of country do we become if this becomes normal? What kind of people are we going to be, man? Right now, man, I can see nothing but more and more political violence coming out of this because of the direction that our president has taken us. We try to bring down the temperature, but our president is doing everything to keep the temperature as hot as possible. He wants everyone to be on the edge, and all of us are on the edge every day. It's tough, man. You have to just straight up ignore politics to live a normal life, because President Trump is about trying to keep everybody on the edge of your fucking seat. It's bad. It's horrible. This is the worst times I've ever remembered. This is worse than his first term, which was pretty bad. I've never been so happy somebody was out of office in my life. We saw MAGA. They don't know what civil rights are.
Mm-hmm.
As we close tonight, though, we want to leave you with some perspective, because the stories we covered aren't just about politics or headlines. They're about people, fairness, dignity, and the long fight for justice that stretches across generations. The great civil rights leader Fannie Lou Hamer once said, "Nobody's free until everybody's fucking free." Those words are not just poetry, they are responsibility. Whether we are talking about victims seeking truth, communities living under the shadow of war, or citizens trying to make sense of their democracy, freedom is either shared or it is unfinished. Our job, night after night, day after day, is to keep asking questions, keep demanding transparency, and keep centering the human beings inside every story. We want to thank everybody for spending your time with us, thinking deeply with us, and refusing to look the other way when these problems come up.
Exactly. We'll be back with more news, not just the headlines, but the meaning behind them. So go ahead and take care of yourself. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, and we'll keep coming back for more.
Yeah, man. So we appreciate everybody that came through and talked with us and spend the little moments with us. We were extra late today. We got an hour late because we had some issues with our cameras. But we appreciate everyone, man, coming through and talking with us. We hope that things get better for the country as a whole. And Happy New Year to everybody, and Merry Christmas. Have a good rest of your Saturday. Peace out.
Thanks for watching another episode of